What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to be talking about the three big catalysts that Palantir has coming up within the next month. We have three big events that we need to go over in this video, and all of them are pretty bullish for the stock price going forward. Now, before we get into all of that information, if you guys would like to receive 2 free stocks with Webull, make sure you go down and click on that link in my description. All you have to do is deposit $100 when you set up your brokerage account, and you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. Now, if you enjoyed the information I provide for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So taking a look at the chart of Palantir, we can see that after its very significant sell-off, we are seeing some bullishness in the share price. Now, we did see the stimulus checks start to go out over this weekend, so that could provide a lot of bullishness in the overall stock market going forward. And the hyper growth stocks that we talk about on this channel could see a massive rally after all of their very significant sell-offs. So Palantir's largest event is going to be happening in mid-April, and I grabbed a very interesting options play on Palantir, so let's go over that in this video and provide you guys an update on this trade. So coming over to this May 21st expiration date for 2021, I grabbed these $45 strike calls. Now, there are a couple of reasons for this. The first reason is that Palantir's double-click demo day event, which we are going to go over towards the end of this video, occurs very close to the monthly expiration date for April. If you are going to buy options contracts that expire very close to a significant event for a company, you have to either be completely right in the strike that you pick, and the stock has to go through your break even or even much further than your break even on the options contract, or you have to get very lucky, and that specific event would have to send the stock going much higher. So the reason I bought these May expiration dates is because it covers the event for Palantir and any other bullishness that we could see all the way up until May. Now, the other reason why I picked 45 is if we take a look back here, this was the run-up into Palantir's initial demo day. So we saw on the January 26th, which was right around here, was the date after hours that Palantir had their demo day event, and we saw the stock go from 35 all the way up to 39, and then even all the way up to 45 in the days following the demo day event. But we did see a very significant run-up from the $25, $26 price range. Now, I think we could see something very similar happen to Palantir on their run-up to their new demo day. My original plan for those contracts was to buy the first initial set of contracts. I bought 2 of them and then start scaling in if Palantir was either staying flat and the contract prices decayed, or if Palantir's stock price went down and the contracts lost a significant amount of value. Now, these contracts are currently up for me about 30%, so I'm probably going to buy 1 or 2 more contracts over the next week in order to scale in more to this position. Now, I usually trade options with an amount of $250 to $1,000 because that is an amount that I am perfectly willing to lose in my options trading portfolio. That's what I preach with options all of the time. If you are going to be buying options, you need to be perfectly comfortable with those contracts expiring completely worthless on expiration. Now, that doesn't mean that these contracts can't profit in the time between when you buy the contract and expiration, and that's kind of what makes options very difficult. You are price speculating in the short term, so you really have to have a plan going into each and every trade. So let's get into this first big catalyst coming up for Palantir. So we can see right here, FDI Tech, rapid phased prototyping. So as an important part of FDI Tech, the rapid phased prototyping competition is designed to accelerate the adoption of modern technological tools to help financial institutions, particularly community banks, provide more timely and granular data to the FDIC in a more effective and efficient manner. This sounds a lot like what Palantir is doing with their Foundry platform. In addition, these new tools will help the FDIC gain greater insight into the financial health of these institutions and allow for more efficient supervision. If you guys have been watching my previous Palantir videos, we saw that the ERP suite, which is how Palantir and Amazon teamed up, actually freed up about $50 million of working capital for a given company. So that sounds a lot like what's going on here as well. So the FDIC intends to rely upon a rapid phased prototyping approach in future competitions. So the status as of January 2021 of this competition is that 11 companies were selected to participate in phase 3 in December 2020. So a brief overview of each company's solution can be found below, and companies will deliver final prototypes in March 2021. So coming down a bit further, we get a little bit more information on rapid phase prototyping, but here is what we need to take a look at. So originally, a group of 33 companies submitted a 10-page concept paper. Then the initial prototypes were released. A final prototype is going to be disclosed, which is where we are right now, and a production contract will be given. It looks like this is going to be occurring within the next 2 quarters. So a bit further, we can see that during phase 2, the initial prototypes, awardees began rapidly prototyping the concepts outlined in their paper using mockups and other low fidelity techniques intended to generate discussion, validate assumptions, and iterate quickly. Sprint check-ins are scheduled throughout this phase to allow each awardee an opportunity to meet with FDIC stakeholders and gather important feedback. Now, here's where we are right now. Phase 3, the final prototypes. So we can see that the FDIC will host demo days to allow vendors to present their final prototypes. This final phase of the process allows awardees to continue prototyping their concepts, which may include developing higher levels of functionality, engaging in user testing, and discussing other technical details. So coming down further, we can see that Palantir Technologies right here is one of these companies. So Palantir Technology Concepts support the FDIC by offering the Foundry, a commercial platform as a service. This is exactly what I said earlier. A lot of what this RPP has to do with is exactly what the Foundry has been used for time and time again through government agencies and private companies. So this could be a very substantial contract for Palantir coming up in the near future. Now, I don't know a lot about these other companies, but Palantir, in my opinion, is definitely the most popular, and they've been in the news a lot, coming out with new updates on their contract receiving and all of the different updates that they're providing with their new platforms. So this competition is not something that I have seen really anybody been talking about over the past couple of months, and we are getting into the crunch time where Palantir could be receiving another very substantial contract in the banking industry. Now, another significant catalyst that is actually going to be happening this coming week for Palantir is we are going to have technology as sword and shield. How do we uphold civil liberties and privacy rights in a world of big data? So this is going to be an interview between a CNBC moderator, Wilfred Frost, and Alex Karp, the co-founder and CEO of Palantir Technologies. And this is going to be happening Tuesday, March 16th, 2021, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. So coming down a bit further, join Alex Karp, Palantir co-founder and CEO, in conversation with CNBC's Wilfred Frost as they discuss the role of big data in our lives. Palantir is one of the most intriguing companies in the world by building enterprise data platforms for some of the world's most well-known institutions. Now, this is a bit of an interesting event. It doesn't seem like this is going to be a publicly aired event. We're going to have member pricing and non-member pricing. You do have to buy tickets for this event. Let me know down in the comments if you guys want me to purchase a spot for this event, and we can try to stream it to everybody. But something to keep in mind is that Alex Karp, when he has interviews, does not talk a lot about the new contracts that they are going to be receiving. He kind of talks about the data analytics field as a whole and how beneficial it can be. So I don't think he's going to say anything crazy that's going to be moving the stock price, but it is going to provide Palantir investors more insight into what the company's role in society actually is and where they see their role heading in the future. And the third and final catalyst that we have coming up for Palantir, in my opinion, is going to move the stock price the most. This is going to be Palantir's double-click demo event on April 14th, 2021. Now, as I said before, this date was dangerously close to the monthly expiration date for April, which is why I grabbed those May expiration dates. And as we saw with the run-up into Palantir's last demo day event, the contracts that we purchased to play the run-up went up over 1,000%. So if you guys were able to get into that previous play, you guys know what we like to do with Palantir. Whenever they have a very significant event like an earnings or a demo day, we always try to play some sort of price run-up in the stock, and it has worked out pretty great for us in the past. So Palantir software is used by customers across 40 industries worldwide. DoubleClick is Palantir's series of software demo events. That's a key point right here, series. We are going to see multiple of these events. So if we see a very significant run-up into this event and a very bullish reaction off of this event, we are going to get a more understanding on how the price of Palantir will move when these events are announced. So these events will showcase how the company's platforms are used across these industries and customers. The first event will feature in-depth demonstrations of Palantir Foundry. This is big. Palantir Foundry is being talked about a lot. We've seen Palantir partner up with IBM to actually get their sales team out and selling the Palantir Foundry. At the current time, one of the co-founders of Palantir is out on the road 25 days out of the month trying to sell the software out to the different companies. And the reason for this is that since these contracts are about $10 million to $100 million in size, the companies that Palantir is talking to wouldn't really want to be talking to the vice president or the president of sales at Palantir. They would want to talk to the CEO if they are going to make such a substantial purchase. So this event is going to include customers in these verticals: Merck, NIH, the NHS, 3M, BP, PG&E, Lanxess, and Doosan. So the software demos at DoubleClick will showcase how customers can use archetypes, Palantir's solution to deploy end-to-end use cases in a matter of clicks on top of Foundry, including life sciences, industrials, and some others. So this is going to be a very significant event. As we are seeing right now, Palantir is already starting to bounce, and I don't think that Palantir is going to stop this run-up anytime soon. We saw the 10-year Treasury yield kind of cool off a little bit over this weekend, and we are seeing stimulus checks go out to the public. So we could see a very bullish week in the market. So that is going to be it for this update on Palantir Technologies. If you guys enjoyed the information I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. And if you guys would like to receive 2 free stocks with Webull valued up to $1,850, make sure you sign up for an account through the link in my description below or in the pinned comment. So I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.